Yo, how's everybody doing today? It's your boy, Airboy. I'm back doing another fanboy interview, and today I'm going to be taking a look at the Lego Bionicle Toa Nuva from 2003. Or did they come out in 2002? Wait. Actually, yeah, I think it was 2002. I think they came out in 2002. Do not quote me. I could be wrong. It was either 2002 or 2003. Anyway, from left to right, we have the mighty Toa of Stone, Pohatu. The agile Toa of Air, Leewa. The wise Toa of Earth, Onua. The powerful Toa of Ice, Kopaka. The noble Toa of Water, Gali. And last but not least, the courageous Toa of Fire, Tahu. And much like the last review, they are the same characters from the last review, however, these are upgraded forms of those characters. To my understanding in the story, at some point after they defeated the Bow Rock, they ended up submerged into a pool of strange liquid with special properties known as energized protodermis. They went in looking like their Mata forms and came out upgraded with new tools, upgraded mask, better armor, and here we go. This is what we got. And if you watched my last review, you'll know that it's more or less the same deal. They don't have any posability in their elbows or knees. They don't have any articulation in their necks. They each have a gear function. However, they have a whole new look, new weapons, and an additional little gimmick. So we're going to go over them one at a time, starting with Pohatu. I'm going to go ahead and switch the light on. Not quite bright enough in here to leave it off. So here we have Pohatu Nuva in his upgraded form. As you can see, he looks a bit thicker than he did before. You see the upgraded Kakama, the Mask of Speed. I don't recall exactly what each of their upgraded masks can do. It still has the same power as before. It's just, better somehow. I don't remember how each one is better specifically, but I'll go over them as best as I can remember. Feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe the upgrade that came with the Mask of Speed for Pohatu here is that aside from also being able to run really fast, he can also run through solid objects. So now he doesn't have to run around them. And for a quick comparison, here he is with his previous form. See, not upgraded, upgraded. And, honestly, I think I prefer the older look, but it's not to say I don't hate this one. I do like this one, it's just I prefer the older look for Pohatu. At least the mask. I do prefer the older mask. Now, same as before. In the box, they come as they are, and the gimmick can be a little floppy, but if you take this size 3 axle with an additional gear from an extra set, you can lock the gear function in place. And as you just saw, Pohatu's gear function this time around is both of his legs, so, you can make it look like he's running really fast. Going around at the speed of sound, got places to go, okay. That was from Sonic the Hedgehog. Alright. And the additional gimmick that each of the Toa have is that you can combine their weapons or use their weapons in a unique way. So Pohatu, his new weapons are these claws. Now in the movie, he used them in the Bionicle Mask of Light movie, he used them as like a throwing weapon mainly. As for the toy, what you can do is you can remove him from his hands. Take these 2 little black pins. I just lost one. They go over the side of the thing. Yeah, it did. Where did... Alright, well, I'm not recovering that. I gotta go get another one. I'll be right back. I'm not editing this out either. You're gonna sit there and wait while I go fetch this dumbass little part. Where the hell? Here. Okay, surely I got one in here. Within arm's reach. Here. There we go. Alright, I got one. Oh, anyway, you take these two little black pins that are stored on each arm, attach them to one claw, combine the claws, and there you have a double claw weapon. I don't recall exactly what this is supposed to be. I think it's supposed to be like a bladed coley ball. And I think the main idea is that you kick the thing and it hurts people. Alright. I will recover that because I don't want to lose it. So yeah, honestly, out of all the weapon gimmicks, I think Pohatu's is probably the most useless, but you know, at least they gave him something. Because up until this point, all Pohatu had were the feet kickers for kicking rocks. But at least they bothered to give him a weapon, so I appreciate that. We'll reattach these. And I recall in some old online animation, Pohatu would also use these to fling himself off rocks while he was running. So, you know, that's another thing he can do with those. Alright, next we're bringing in Lewa, the toe of air. You can see he's a bit taller than Pohatu. And I do think this is a beautiful upgrade from his previous form. Speaking of which, here he is next to his previous form. I think I'll leave the light off. Just crank up the brightness. No. In this case, yeah. Definitely an improvement over the original. Now, I believe Leewa's upgraded mask, the previous mask only allowed him to levitate, hence the Mask of Levitation. I believe this version allowed him to achieve full-on flight, which is very nice. And his gear function is that he can swing his swords. Very similar theme to a lot of the others here. In fact, as far as I know, yeah, all the other characters have the exact same gear function. Pohatu is the only one that has it differently. Now, I'm not sure, because I'm pretty don't quote me, but I think one of these guys was meant to have only one functioning gear function arm, but I don't recall which one. So all of mine have the gear function in both arms. I think it was Lewa. I think he was only meant to have one swinging arm, or maybe it was Kopaka. I don't remember. All I recall is at least one of them had the gear function only in one arm, but I modified it so they all had it in both limbs. Well, anyway, Leewa's interesting little weapon gimmick is very simple. Yes. Angle his arms like that, bend his feet up. And there you go. You make it look like Lewa is using his blades as a makeshift glider. And if you want to, you can remove his head, attach it this way. And now it looks like he really is flying. Just whee! Whee! Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't be saying wee. I should be saying windfly! That's his catchphrase. He says windfly. I always liked that whole little tree speak thing that the air characters did. I thought it was a cute little thing to add to the lore. Alright, I'm gonna stand him up straight. Alright, next we will take a look at Onua. Damn it. Stand up straight. As you see, Onua, he's got his build is still more or less the same. He's all hunched over. And honestly, I'm kind of on the fence, because I like them both. I mean, for nostalgia's sake, I would say that the old version is better, also because he has longer arms. But I really, really, really like how the upgraded version looks as well. I mean, I think I like the older version just slightly better, if only because his arms are longer. And I do like that mask design too, the classic Picari. But I do like the new Picari too. Like, the story-wise, I don't remember what the upgraded Picari does. I think it increased his strength. It's the Mask of Strength. I think it was just stronger. Or maybe it allowed him to lift heavy things without touching them. I don't quite recall what the upgraded Mask of Strength can do. If you know, leave it in the comic section. No. His gear function, nope, again, pretty sure at least one of them had only one working gear function arm. Don't know which one it was. So, he has both of his swinging arms. If he was only meant to have one, that's my bad. As for his weapon gimmick, what you can do is you can remove these rock saw blade things. I don't know what they're meant to be. Take these axles on his feet, pull them out, like so. You want to make sure that gap there, I'm going to put the light on so you can see. You want to make sure that gap there is open. Insert the blade, push the peg in, insert the blade. I don't recall what position it has to be in. There are 3 holes. I just put it on the first hole. And now, he's got some makeshift underground roller skates, which drag him through rocky terrain. Which is kind of neat. I mean, he's basically jacking off, or ripping off someone else's flow, who I'm about to get to. But still, it's a neat gimmick. Put those back. Oop. That ain't no good. I got... kind of loose. Might need a new one. Yeah, that's the thing with 10-year-old Lego sets that are... oh, this is older than 10 years old. It came out in 2002. So at least 20. These things are 20 years old at least. If I did my math right, probably older. My math is terrible, and I'm not going to bother trying to correct myself now. So there we have Onua. Alright, next we have Kopaka. And here he is in his Nuva form. As you can see, he got a better shield. 2 blades as opposed to 1. And the upgraded Mask of X-ray vision. I believe the upgraded version of the mask allows him to see through denser objects and grants him multiple vision modes, I think. Again, if I'm wrong, correct me, because I would very much like a reminder of that. And here he is next to his classic self. And much like Leewa, yeah, I prefer the upgraded version. Again, the old version, the other version will always... Now, I'm not saying I hate any of the versions I say I don't prefer. Every version of these characters will hold a special place in my heart. But I do prefer the Nova version of Kopaka. And again, gear function. Kopaka might have been one of the ones that only had the function in one arm. Because it would make sense if his shield arm stayed steady. But in my case, both of them move to the gear function. Again, I don't know if it was only meant for one. I don't remember. I really should have looked into that. I know at least one of these guys is only meant to have the function in one arm. It might have been Leewa. It could have been Kopaka. I know these two were meant to have it in both. Anyway, Leewa's function, or weapon gimmick, pretty much the same as Onwa's. Just pull these pegs out so they're open up. Insert the blades. I can pull that out a little more. Pull these out. Insert the blade. Close it up. And now Kopaka has a pair of ice skates, which is very fitting considering he is a Toa of ice. Now this is a Toa tool. Alright, pull these back out. Rakshi washed and chilled. Reattach those blades. There we go. And that's Kopaka. Next we'll take a look at Gali, our Toa of water. She wears the cow, the mask of water breathing, and I honestly do not remember what the upgraded version of this mask does. So you legit, if you know, you legit have to tell me, because I can't even guess. What can this version of the mask do that the old cow can't? Speaking of, here she is next to her previous self, and yeah, I prefer the new version. I mean, a small part of me wishes at least there was a transparent visor for the eyes as a reference to the old mask, but yeah, it's a minor nitpick. I still prefer the older version. Gali's weapon gimmick. It's quite fun. Oh, wait, I better show off the gear function. Done it with everyone else, might as well do it with her. She can swing her axes. Alright, weapon function. Remove axes from hands. Open up the feet. Make sure the blades are flat. The peg will be going through this hole right here. Same deal on the other side. And now it looks like, and now she's got paddles on her feet to allow swimming underwater to be much easier. And like Leewa, you can angle her head like this. The bottom parts of her weapons are like little rotator, what are those things called? Well, the weird little blades on boats that allow them to move. That's how they're supposed to work. So that combined with fins, make her look like she's swimming under the water, which is a neat little gimmick. Remove the fins. Go out there. That's the thing with sets that are this old. They're either really the parts are either really tight from the dust getting in there, or really loose from being worn out. If only because I don't plan on taking them apart anytime soon or selling them, I'll probably just end up putting a little dot of super glue on Onua's neck. Just the teeniest tiny bit, in case if for any reason I do decide to resell, I'll be able to take it apart easier. Alright, so there is Gali. Put her back here. And last but not least, my favorite member of the team, Tahu. He wears the mask of shielding. And, yeah, much like Gali, Kopaka, and Leewa, I prefer their upgraded forms. I think I'll turn off the light for Tahu. It shines too brightly on that mask, so you can't see all the details as good. And yep, again, vast improvement. Here he is next to classic Tahu. Again, I love them both. I love classic Tahu. He's my favorite of the OG team. And Tahu Nuva outdoes him barely, and he's also my favorite member of the Nuva team. Gear function, same as basically everyone else except Pohatu. Swinging blade arms. And out of all of their weapon gimmicks, I think Tahu's is my favorite. And it's quite simple. Remove the swords. Plug him into his feet. Remove the head. Angle it sideways. Oh, you know what? You know what I'm going to do? It's a little easier if you angle his arms as well. And it looks like Tahu is on a lava surfboard. That's how he used it in the Mask of Light movie, and that is a really cool gimmick. The idea that someone is so badass that they can surf on a lake or massive wave of burning lava is so cool. Oh, one thing I forgot. The upgraded Mask of Shielding, I don't remember. I think the upgraded form allowed him to make shield platforms. Instead of just a shield over himself, he could project shield platforms in front of other people, or make like weird shield platforms he can move on. I don't remember. I think that's it, but correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, there's Tahu on his lava board. Go ahead and give him his swords. And honestly, out of all the Toa Nuva, I think he has the coolest weapon design. Leewa's katanas are a close second, but I like Tahu's lava swords a lot better. There we go. And that's pretty much the whole Toa Nuva team. For some size comparisons, you saw them all next to their previous selves, but here they are next to their rivals from 2003, or one of their rivals, the Rakshi. So you can see how they compare to the Makuta Sons. Now, all the Rakshi pretty much look the same, so I'm not going to do all of them. Oh, shit! He fell down. Stand up straight. Get that back on. Here they are next to a later Toahuki from the Inika. As you can see, the Toa Nuva are a bit shorter than the Toa Inika. Here they are next to a Titan set from 2006, Axon. I don't remember if these guys ever interacted with Axon or not. I know they were involved in the 2006 story, I just don't know if they ever met Axon. I think they did, but don't quote me. And just because, here they are next to my mock, my own creation. I knocked them off the shelf again! As you can see, my mock is a hefty size. Now I gotta drag them back up here, hold on. Alright, I think that does it for the Toa Nuva. Now, as they stand, they are approximately, well, let's see, Tahu, Lewa, Kopaka, and Gali are all about close to 7 inches. Pohatu and Onua, due to their slight difference in their builds, roughly a ½ inch shorter. And at the time of release, they were going for about $10, $12 a pop, I think. These days, I think they're going for about $20 a piece on eBay, if you're lucky enough to find them. Or maybe $120 for the whole team, I believe. Now, do I think they are worth that price, and do I recommend picking them up? Yes and yes. If you like the Toa Mata, you have to have the Toa Nuva. They are a great addition to any LEGO enthusiast, any science fiction or robot enthusiast. I mean, really, LEGO Bionicle is just one of those things that stands out from all the other things, simply due to how unique it was. And these characters, these figures, are no exception. So if you get an opportunity to get all 6, I recommend you do it. So this has been the review for the LEGO Bionicle Toa Nuva. If you enjoyed this review, hit that like button, leave a nice comment, and enjoy the rest of your day. And I will catch you all in the next review. Bye-bye.